and stuff. So to begin with, today we're going to be learning how to create a simple login and register program, a website, which will allow you to register and log in using PHP, HTML, and a bit of CSS. So to begin with, what you want to do is go ahead to your browser and type in XAMPP. This is a web hosting service that we're going to be using on our local host so that we have access to SQL, which is our database system that we're going to be using. So once you're on it, you want to click download, find the correct version for your system, download it and install it. Once you're done installing it, I would also suggest getting Sublime Text because it's one of my favorite text editors. So if you do Sublime Text download, go to Sublime Text and download whichever version's the best for you. So once you've got Sublime Text and XAMPP all installed and ready, what you want to do during the installation process is remember which directory you're installing it to. So now that you know which directory you've installed XAMPP to, you might as well pin it to your taskbars, and now we can go to our directory that we installed XAMPP. So I've installed it in my Z drive, and then once you're inside XAMPP, you want to look for a folder called htdocs, and then once you're inside htdocs, here's where you're going to put all your files to the websites that we create. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this folder let's say login and register. Right. So inside the folder, all the files are going to be located where you're using which your website's going to run, basically. So what you want to do next is open Sublime Text, create a new untitled file, and then click on Save As, and then go back to your htdocs, navigate there, and then find your folder. Login and register is mine. I'm going to call this index.php. Right. So now if we hit save, we'll have a blank file. So what we want to do first is type in HTML, and then if you hit enter, it's going to auto-complete for you. Basically what it's done right now is created a structure of the HTML code that we're going to be using throughout. So the first bit just tells the browser what type of code is being used, which is HTML. The second bit is the head section, where different codes such as the name of the website, the title of the website, it's hard to explain right now because I can't give you any context, but keep in mind that the basic information of the website goes there. Certainly not the one that is the main content being displayed. Any main content such as the headers or paragraphs or pictures, videos being displayed to the website are in the body section, and that's just the end tag for the HTML. So as any tag starts, it needs to end as well. So just as head has started up here, it's been ended right here with like a forward slash. So to start with, we're going to give a website a title. We're going to call it what should we call it for now? Let's just call it register and login system. Right. So now that we've got a title, we can actually view the website as we go. So if you want to open XAMPP, and then you want to click on start for the Apache and start for the MySQL. Once they're both started, it should be green. Now you can minimize that and go to Chrome, and then what you want to do is type in localhost, and when you hit enter, if it takes you to dashboard, that means you've installed it correctly, everything's working fine. And and then you take off dashboard, and you can type in, for me it's going to be register and login because that was the name of the folder which I created. Was it register? It's login and register, sorry. So whatever you call your folder inside the htdocs, you need to type that word in. Right now the page is showing up as blank, obviously because the index.php file is blank. The index file is going to be the only file that's always displayed straight away. That's why we call it index. And as we see right here, the head tag has worked. So we've given the website a title. That's worked so far. Now if you want to minimize this and come down to the body section, what we're going to be doing first is giving the website a header. So we do h1, and we're going to be calling it, give it whatever name you like. I'm just going to call it wages calculator for now. So let's assume that we have a system that calculates different wages for the different employees that we have. Let's just assume that for now. So further on, what we're going to do next is we're going to take the... So basically what this line does is basically just displays wage calculator right here. Next, what we're going to do is start a form. So a form is going to be the element that basically gathers all the information from the user. So we're going to start the form tag. If you want, you can hit enter as well, and then it's going to end it for you. So inside the form, we're going to say method equals post, because that's the type of method we're going to be using to post the information to the PHP script. Okay, so once you've done that, you want to do different inputs. So input, if you hit enter, it's going to auto complete it for you as well. And then the type of input we're firstly doing is text, so that's going to be for the username. And then the name, you can just save it as username, and then add an extra entity inside, call it placeholder equals please enter your username. So what this would do, if we refresh the page now, is create a text field for us, and then it would say please enter your username. The placeholder basically just gives it a text behind, and then obviously that text is cleared when you enter your own text. Obviously right now the website is looking pretty bad because of the style, but we're going to fix that later. So now that we've got a username field, we're just going to shorten this down to just say username for now because it's too long for the field. And then we can create another one of those inputs for the password. So input type equals obviously password. It's pretty straightforward. The name is going to be password. I'm going to explain what the name does in a second, just bear with me for a moment. So do that. And now that we've got a username and password, if you refresh the page, we'll have two fields. So you have username and also the password. So once you've got that ready, if you want the password to be on the next line, all you need to do is open a new tag and do /br. Basically what that does is says break. So it's going to go to the next line. Alright. So now that we've got our two fields ready, what we want to do next is go ahead and create a button that would submit this information. So input type equals submit, and then the name would be login start, right? So once we've got that, you want to just close, or actually you can give it a value, which is going to be the text that is given on the button, and then you can say login. Close this for now, and then if you go back, you should be able to see a button. Now we do have a login as well. Right now, or if we enter any information and we click login, it's just gonna like clear it all up because we haven't assigned anything to it. So now that we're done with the HTML bit, we've created our form and everything, we're gonna move on to the PHP scripting. So to start a PHP script, just within the body tags, you can open a new tag, $PHP. And then we go down, close that. That's all you need, and anything between this will be PHP code. So what you want to do first is type in an isset statement. So we do if isset is $post. I'm going to explain what I'm doing in a second. And then if the value being posted is login start, then what we do is going to be inside here. So what I've just gone ahead and done is created a new if statement, and what isset does is basically it's listening for different instances which are going on within the website. So I said if an instance happens that something is being posted using the method post obviously, and the value or the name is login start, which is the name of the submit button, then we're going to write the code below. So every time the submit button is pressed, this statement will get triggered. So if you want to display anything to the screen using PHP, you have to write echo, and then we're going to say session, or we can just say someone pressed the button. Every statement in PHP ends with a colon. So we have to do that. And then now if we go and refresh our page, every time we press this button, it's going to say someone pressed the button. And then we also include an else statement. So we say else. We can type in echo button not pressed yet. Okay. So if we refresh, we're just going to do this, and then it says right now button not pressed because we've just loaded the page. And now if we click the button, it says someone has pressed the button. Again, we're going to load the page again. It says button not pressed, login, and then that says someone has pressed the button. So that's the basic concept of how ESET works. So why do we really need this? It's because every time the button's pressed, we're going to gather the information that's stored in the username and password and then verify it with our database. So what we're going to do now is create a new variable. So we do username equals $ post and then the name of the username. So the name that we gave to the username text holder was username. So we're going to enter username in here. That was the point of the name. And then we also need to collect the password. So we do password equals $post, because we're using post method obviously. If we use get method, then we would be using get instead. So we're going to do get password. And then we need to end these with a colon as well. And that now, I'm just going to show you what it's going to do. If we do echo, which is like printing in Python, username dot, and then we do, just end this one, echo password. Then basically if we save this and refresh the page, we do a new username and then we do a new password, hello world, login. And as you see right here, it just reveals whatever I've typed in. So the code's working so far. So it says what username I typed in and what password I typed in. So now that we've done this, we can go ahead and verify the information. For today's tutorial, I'm not really going to link this to a database. Next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to link it with a database such that you can register and log in. But for now, we're just going to have fixed username and a fixed password. So we'll say if $username sorry, I forgot. We need brackets in here. If username equals admin, let's say, typical obviously, and you can say and, I think you have to put a bracket as well. So bear with me a second. So we could do if username equals admin and the password equals 123. Then what we want to do is we need an extra bracket in here just to hold this all together. Then what we want to do is echo login success, welcome admin. Else what we're gonna do is just, echo username or password is incorrect. Right, we're just gonna load this. I think there might be some errors, so we're gonna start by typing in admin 123, and there we go, login success, welcome admin. Now if we log in again, obviously it's incorrect because we haven't input anything. Or if I put johan godinho in here or any gibberish of a password, login username or password is incorrect. Now let me try using admin 123, and as we see right here, it says login success, welcome admin. So what you could also do to make this more interesting for today's tutorial is create a new page, a new file, and then save that as session.php, and then save it in the same directory. So create a new HTML again, and then call this whatever you want. I'm gonna call it dashboard. Okay, and then we say just do a P. P stands for paragraph. Welcome admin. So we're gonna close this, and now what we want to do is create a meta tag. Basically what that does is, I'm just gonna copy and paste it for now. So go here, and then what we have here is basically a meta tag, which usually we would put in the header tag, but anything inside the echo statement, it could even be HTML code, it straight away compiles it to the website. So what the meta tag does is it redirects the user to another link, and you can set a time limit, like a timeout if you like. So we can set a timeout of 3 seconds, and we can say please wait while you are being redirected to your account ... Okay, so we have a timeout of 3 seconds, so it's going to sleep for 3 seconds, and then it's going to take the user to, we're not dashboard.php, we're not going here, so instead of that we're just going to type in what was the name again, session.php. that's all you really need. So now if you refresh the page, it should say login success, please wait while you're being redirected, and in 3 seconds here we are, we're redirected to the admin account. So in here you could have whatever you wanted, like a logout button and everything. Anyway guys, that was it for today's tutorial. Hope I was able to help you guys learn this simple PHP code that will help you create like a login session. Stay tuned for the next tutorial, so make sure to subscribe, comment, and turn on the notifications so that you're able to see the next video, where we'll be linking this code to an actual database so that it's more like a real life login session. And I'll see you